Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
So tomorrow in Stillwater, and you're going to have to just hang with me just a second. This might be the biggest road game that I've gone to ever for the Lady Raiders in regular season play, and the reason is it's not going to clinch anything, but it's crazy to think this, but you win tomorrow, okay, based on what happened last night. And even though there is a team that would have the same record as you, okay, in the Big 12, and there's actually two other teams that would have this, one other team that would have the same record as you. Mm-hmm. You would be mathematically in first place by yourself in the Big 12. 14 games into the season.
You know, I think that's big, Chuck, but I also think what tomorrow is an opportunity to show that you're real to the committee in terms of trying to be one of the top 16 teams in the country,
okay,
and get into hosting. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm really sitting here as a Lady Raider fan, licking my chops at any opportunity you could have to host in the NCAA tournament, and I know you're right there on the edge of those conversations.
Yeah,
so.
I think you probably got to win at least 3, maybe 4 down the stretch.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
you might have to win the Big 12 to be considered.
But I think tomorrow is a big one for that, because a road game against what are they, 8-4 Oklahoma? What's their?
I'll get it for you here.
Anyway, they're a winning Big 12 team right now.
They're they might be 8-4. I'm just they're 8-5.
8-5.
19-7 overall.
There we go. 8-5 Big 12 team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are the ones you need to go get against the middle of the pack in the Big 12 or the upper middle. So I agree with you. Yeah, in the Big 12 race, you've got a chance to give yourself a chance to win the league itself, which would be awesome.
You're picked 16th.
No,
you're picked 16th. You've won right now with 10 wins. You've won as many games as you did combined the last 2 in the Big 12.
Yeah. So, but these games are so important for the hosting conversations. I mean, you're gone from the talks of will you be or can you get into the NCAA tournament to how high of a seed can you get?
So last night in Waco, and this is a surprise, number 17 TCU beat Baylor. It's not that they just beat them. They beat them down. Yeah. 83-67 was the final. Olivia Miles had a career-high 40. She had 10 three-pointers last night. She had 23 in the third quarter. She went 7 of 9 from 3 and had all but 2 of TCU's points. So, and this is a gal that you shut down when they came here. And so we had TCU's full strength. And
sure you did. Yeah.
And, and took them down last week. So, it's a crazy thought, but I mean, you're kind of in a mode where you're dare to dream a little bit. And like I said, you win tomorrow, and that puts you in a really good spot to, like you said, get yourself into a potential seeding situation where you would host. It's not the case right now. I think right now the bracketology has you at a 6th seed. And so there's so much basketball. In a way, there's so much left to play, and in a way, there's not, because for the women, they only have 5 games left, and then the tournament. And so what you're kind of hoping for now, what I'm hoping for now, is the old double bye on the women's side.
Oh, sure. I think I think it'd be a little disappointing if you don't get the double bye on the women's side at this point.
I just look at it this way to still sit here today on the 13th of February and go, for them, making the tournament is wildly successful.
I get it. If we're like I said earlier when we were talking about baseball, we adjust expectations.
Sure.
And this is a really good basketball team that the Lady Raiders have. They're a really good basketball team. This is a team that you go from before the season, absolutely. Making the tournament is wildly successful. Mm-hmm. At this point, now that you know what you have,
it's still wildly successful.
Oh, sure. When we look back on it, that's what we'll say.
It's still wildly successful.
But you're a 10-3 Big 12 team with an opportunity to win the league with 5 games to play. Mm-hmm. You need to be.
I mean, here's the
one
deal.
of those teams that's got the double bye at this point.
Of all the teams in the Big 12, of the 16 in the Big 12, Texas Tech is the only one that controls its own destiny.
There you go.
So I mean, who would have thunk that? You know, and just so you know, like when Tech played TCU on February the 1st, they won 62-60. Olivia Miles, who had 40, she had 15 points. She was 6 of 19, and the defense that Tech put on TCU is just stifling. What you really need to do, kind of over these next 5 games, as you get ready for the Big 12 tournament, you need to shoot the ball a little bit better.
Yeah,
you know, you've been in the. You know, like in that TCU game, I think you shot 32% from the field. So,
by the way, in the CBS bracketology, we like them better than the people at ESPN.
Because they like us better?
They've got Texas Tech as a 5 seed right now.
A 5 seed. Okay.
So not as far off there.
I don't know. Maybe you only have to win 3 and win a game or 2 in the Big 12.
I think if you get the right ones, if you're beating Baylor and...
You can't look past, and I don't think anybody's going to look past Oklahoma State. I mean, they do a really good job of keeping everybody focused and just worry about the one in front of you.
Sure.
And the one in front of you is tomorrow. We'll have it at 2, play-by-play at 2:30 from Stillwater. There's a men's game ahead of us, which is, it's really strange how quickly they're going back-to-back.
It's a true doubleheader, yeah.
It is a true doubleheader tomorrow there in Stillwater at Gallagher-Iba Arena. We'll have it for you on 93.7 The Eagle. This day in sports history is next.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
This day in sports history. Today is Friday, February 13th, 2026. With this day in sports history, here is Jeff McGuire.
Nothing scary. It's baseball season.
Yeah.
1937. Mm-hmm. Cleveland, now the Los Angeles Rams, are granted an NFL franchise.
They call them the Browns after Paul Brown. Right?
No, this was the Rams first.
This was the Rams.
I thought you said the Rams. Oh, they're now the Cleveland Rams.
It was the Cleveland Rams that then moved to Los Angeles.
And then Cleveland is awarded a franchise.
After this.
Right.
But not this.
Oh, not this. Okay, gotcha.
This is the Rams starting.
This is the Rams starting.
The first NFL franchise in Cleveland was the Rams.
Correct. Yeah, right. Yeah.
1958, Boston Celtics, Bill Russell gets 4. That was yesterday.
Maybe you have your days off. Sometimes your calendar's the day, sometimes you're 24 hours early.
What's this?
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought I heard the Rams thing yesterday.
Okay. Let's see. Bill scored. Okay. Oh, here we go. It's like a mix. Like it's half and half. It's weird. I don't know how this happened. Boston Redskins receive approval from the National Football League to move to Washington, D.C. to share baseball Griffin Stadium with the first Washington Senators of the American League.
Okay.
1971, U.S. Vice President Spiro Agnew hits 2 tee shots into the crowd, injuring 2 people.
Man, he was... you talk about a foul ball as a vice president. He was a foul ball. Did you know that Spiro Agnew had to resign as the vice president?
I did know that, yes.
Yeah. And then President Nixon chose Gerald R. Ford because he was a decent guy. Jerry's a decent guy. Everybody loves him. And then he became the president.
Only man ever to be elected, only man to serve in both presidency and vice presidency without ever being elected to either office.
Yeah.
What's worse, hitting 2 golf balls and injuring people, or having errant shotgun shots?
Oh boy,
That was also
another
vice president too.
doing things. Yes.
Well, that was Aaron Burr, right?
No, it was Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney.
Oh, Dick Cheney. Okay.
And the other guy took blame for it. That's the best part of that story.
Well, your head basketball coach did that too.
Shot a guy
someone?
and somebody else took blame for it?
Yeah, the former. Yes, the former head basketball coach.
He shot someone?
Yeah, I think scattershot it. I think there was some of that. Yeah.
Okay.
1999, Rayford Young scores 41 points with 12 successful free throws in the final 146 as Texas Tech upsets number 24 Kansas 90-84.
That was at the Coliseum.
That would make sense. And in 2022, at the Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. Cooper Kupp, Rams wide receiver, your MVP. It is National Tortellini Day. Before we get to today's birthdays, we have a huge birthday. Quite possibly one of the top 5 biggest ones we have here on Sunday.
Top 5?
That we have here, yes. Happy birthday. Texas Tech baseball color analyst and play-by-play voice this weekend, Jamie Lent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's the program director of this fine.
Yes.
He's our boss.
Yeah, like I said, one of the top 5 we have.
Who are the other 4 that are ahead of him? Or that are
Well, there's another one down the hall.
On highest, yeah.
That would be one.
Yeah.
That still puts numbers 2 is still in the top 5.
Yeah.
I know where my bread is buttered. Coming up today, Edward James Olmos is 79. Randy Moss, 49. Stalker Channing, 82. Drew Henson, quarterback and baseball player, because, the Cowboys needed that, is 46. Coach K is 79. Gary Patterson is 86. And Nathan Eovaldi is 36.
All right.
Wait, Gary Patterson is how old?
Gary Patterson, 66.
I think you said 86.
Did I say 86? Well,
He's 66 though. That's pretty.
He was young when he walked away from TCU.
I know that. Well, that's kind of
Relatively young.
He's getting up there for taking another job.
No doubt. I mean, it's
DC.
Being in that position, it's a young man's game.
Yeah.
Here's the article. This is from ESPN, November 28, 2007.
I just looked it up too.
And I remember this.
I had forgotten it. Now reading that, it does jog the memory.
Yeah. Bob Knight, Texas Tech basketball coach, Ori Hunting companion. Okay. My understanding it was Coach Knight. Hit them with birdshot in separate incidents last month. They were shooting, I think, down the street from the old compound. Okay. And a woman said she was struck on the foot by a stray in an incident that occurred on October the 20th of that year. She characterized it as an accident. She said Knight apologized for hunting too close to her barn, and she forgave him. Another resident near the Dove Field said the coach and another hunter, I know who this other hunter was, I believe, not certain, I believe, returned the next day, and one of them intentionally fired a shotgun in his direction. James Simpson told Lubbock police he was struck on the neck and back by pellets after yelling at Knight and another man he believed were hunting too close to his home. Simpson's backyard is about 100 yards from where Chumley, the other woman, was struck the previous day.
I'd forgotten about this story.
Yeah.
And upon further review, apparently this happened in Indiana as well, where he shot his own friend.
He had shot his own friend, right. Right.
Oh, my gosh.
Knight described the allegations that shots were intentionally fired at Simpson as ridiculous. He said, that's all been taken care of. That's over with. All been taken care of. I don't know what happened there, but...
shot at him.
I know, but I mean the aftermath. Anyway, so that did happen.
We hear about the salad bar incident, but the...
Right, salad bar brawl.
And on this day,
oh yeah,
in 1974...
Sorry.
Yeah. Lyndon Baines Johnson decides to undertake the sustained bombing of North Vietnam that he and his advisors had been contemplating for over a year. We would know this operation as Operation Rolling Thunder.
Okay.
And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. Thank you. All right. Somebody says this: President Nixon was the last president when no former presidents were alive. Probably never happen again. Yeah, you know what? That's correct, because Eisenhower passed away shortly after he was inaugurated.
Who was the last president? Or no other? Nixon?
Richard Nixon, yeah. Because prior, the guy before him, Johnson had died of a heart attack. Kennedy, of course, was assassinated, and Eisenhower had died after Nixon was inaugurated.
That's pretty crazy.
That's good bar trivia there. Who was the last president when no former presidents were alive? So nobody else was on the government dole because, you still got a lot of guys out there that are, collecting some pretty good coin. All of them collecting pretty good coin.
How much does a president get paid after?
I don't know, but you've got that with security and all that. I mean, it's substantial. 6:53 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Friday the 13th, does it bother you? Superstitious? Anything like that? Walk under a ladder today, or don't let a black cat cross in front of you or anything like that?
Didn't notice it till you said it. No, I'm not. I am habitual when it comes to sports.
Okay.
Not truly superstitious. I know whatever I do has no effect on a game, but I say that if a football game is going bad, I'll also change shirts or something at halftime, just for the heck of it.
Then you are superstitious.
It's not superstitious. It's just like
just in case.
It's just change things up. I grew up as a baseball player all through my life, so that's the baseball player.
Sure. You know what? It's okay. It's okay.
By the way, $250,000 is what presidents make.
Okay, I had $200
after they leave office.
Yeah,
every year.
Yeah, tip money.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch swung on and laced to left field. This one's going to get down for a hit. Neslony over to cut it off. He'll fire it back in quickly. He wants a 2-bagger. The tag is applied, and the out is made. Guns up, Gators down. The Red Raiders get win number 1 in Omaha over the nation's number 1 team. Tyler Neslony with a Gold Glove peg to Michael Davis, and the Red Raiders send the Gators home.
7:15 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thank you for being with us today on Double T 97.3. The Red Raiders will play baseball today. Choices in for Jamie. Jamie will be on the air today at 10:30 from Globe Life. I hope he's sitting in Eric Nadell's chair today.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and
I don't know what their setup is like.
Maybe you'll leave him a note. Hey, good luck this year or something like that. Jamie probably wouldn't do that.
He might. He knows Eric.
Leave him a note. Eric on Wheels says this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line off the Double T 97.3 mobile app presented by Happy State Bank. I will be watching the team ERA early this season. I want the team ERA under 4. If that happens, Tech will finish inside the top 5 in the Big 12. Okay.
I agree with everything there. Yeah, you need to be good at pitching the baseball this year.
I hate agreeing with Choice, but he is right. You're not cheering for conference members. You are wanting a strong conference to back your ranking and chances at tournament selection.
I hate agreeing with me too. That's probably a better way of putting it. I will not sit there and watch a TCU baseball game and say go Frogs, but I also can have the mental capacity to know it's good for that team for your league to win. I just know that you need other teams in the Big 12 to look good. You go through the same thing in football too. Yeah, and I'm not going to root for a lot of these teams.
Sure.
But you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
When it comes like basketball, you're such a darn good league. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
You don't have to worry about it. But
you take care of your business and you'll be just fine.
But right now, and Texas Tech didn't help the perception in football with your performance in the Orange Bowl. Right now, people are like, "Oh, it's just such a weak league. This, that." So you have to win these non-conference games.
I think that's a weak narrative.
It is.
That is a poor. What's the word I'm looking for? You're just not doing your homework when you make that statement.
It's a lazy narrative.
It's a lazy narrative. Yes.
Yeah, it is. But also, Chuck, I mean, perception rules the day.
Perception is reality. I understand.
It does, and the perception is of your league, it's not good, so it needs to elevate.
Somebody says this: leaving a note feels like a Chuck move. It's funny. I left a note for Haney in Morgantown because they were playing right after us, and I sent Brian a text, and then I never heard back from him. So I don't know if he found my note or not.
You know what I found on the floor at United Supermarkets Arena this week?
What'd you find?
Your business card.
Somebody must have thrown it down.
I don't know. It was under the scorer's table, so I don't know.
Somebody must have. I gave it to somebody. They just must have dismissed me.
There's also a chance it fell out of my backpack because Clint likes to take everybody's business cards around here and stick them places. So
okay,
I don't know if he got a hold of one of yours and did that.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. Let's see this from Bullfighter. Hypocrite Chuck showed up to work today.
Ooh.
Let's see. You know what's fascinating to me is your starting pitcher today, and his story. Just from the standpoint that Jackson Burns, I guess he had one outing last year and then got sick. Mm-hmm. And usually when you hear a pitcher, hey, he was out all year, it's like, oh, did he have Tommy John? Oh, right. Did he have some kind of knee problem? But he had mono.
Yeah, some of these guys, mono apparently is too big of an issue with baseball players because we see that.
What is up with that?
I don't know. It's the kissing disease, Chuck.
I know. Did you ever have mono, or did you?
I did.
Did you?
I had it.
Did you get it from your wife or someone else?
I don't know where I got it originally. I think I was drinking after someone. I'm not that much of a germaphobe, probably as I should be. So
I'm of the feeling that you need germs so that you can fight off germs.
Well,
so
not when it comes to mono, but
I'm just telling you,
everything else, sure.
This. Oh man, it wears me out sometimes.
So,
how the people just are so germophobic.
But I think mono truly takes a toll on a guy like Jackson Burns, who's a fairly skinny guy, and a lot of these pitchers are skinnier guys. Mm-hmm. So you get mono on a guy like that, and no body fat, it takes a bigger toll on you, and he couldn't come back the whole season.
You may not know this, and this is an unfair question maybe to ask you, but who do you think is the pitcher that they need to be able to say, we're going to get on his back, whether it's a starting pitcher, middle reliever, or a closer, where when you need action, you're going to say, Jackson, you're in?
I think in Texas Tech's best seasons, you've had a long reliever type of guy that can go Friday night for 3 innings and Sunday for another 3 if you need him to. So, in my opinion, and this is a guess at this, I think that's Ryan Free this year. I think he's going to be. So when he wasn't announced in your starting rotation this weekend, my thought was, okay, if he's not there, he's going to be your 3-inning closer tonight, and your guy that'll come back and play against Arkansas on Sunday. That's my guess. So I think Ryan Free, with as much experience as anybody on this team, will be extremely important. If it's not him, Parker Hutera is the other one I would mention.
Off the chat line, this guy agrees with you. Ryan Free or Parker Hutera.
Hutera is the other one I think. Both of those arms, and Hutera may end up being a starter later, or Free could end up being a starter later. I think both of those guys with their experience are going to need to be big for the Red Raiders this year.
I feel like we got a 3-man booth today. Dr. Mike Gustafson. Phil, he could just zoom in. Well, he says this: tell Eric on Wheels to adjust his expectation. The best team ERA in the Big 12 last year was 4.31.
Well, Eric was saying in the non-conference.
I know, right. Then, so that's always getting ready to say that, right?
Yeah. So I think 4 is still a little low. Tech finished at a 6.5 ERA last year, so I don't think that. I would have the expectations that low. If you're under 5 after the non-conference portion of the schedule, I would be pretty happy.
Okay.
I would think you're at least heading in the right direction.
Okay. Oh, hopefully you're right. Who is the team to beat in the Big 12, do you think? Is it TCU? Oklahoma State?
Yeah, it's TCU. I think they were a unanimous number 1 selection in the preseason poll. Arizona made it to the College World Series last year, so I think they're high on the list.
And
as well.
I mean, their baseball tradition is steep. So you almost have to assume that they're always going to be good.
Arizona State probably even steeper, and they loaded up in the portal in the offseason. So I think they're another team. I think there's some good teams in this league, no doubt. So Arizona State, along with those other two, Oklahoma State, who still, in my opinion, has perennially underperformed under Holiday. But any of those teams are going to be tough to beat.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a stupid question here. Would you like to see one more series being played? Right now you have 10 Big 12 series.
I think 10's a good number. I think so. It gives 10's a number where everybody, and you're at 14 teams, so you don't have any buys after you get into conference play. I like that. I like to play as many conference games as possible, so if they slotted another series in there, I would
basically
be okay
what
with
that
it.
would mean is you would start conference play earlier in March.
Yeah, but I think that probably it doesn't give you any sort of advantage unless other leagues are playing the same amount.
That makes sense.
Because then you're dropping your overall potential win percentage.
You have
for
the
your
football
league.
problem where SEC's been playing 8 games and you're playing 9.
So it'd be the same sort of conversation.
I got you. That makes sense.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3, presented today by someone not named Jamie, is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, fellas. Chuck.
Yep.
Jeff, our fine listening audience. We're starting another season today, baseball season.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the calendar year of 2026. I want you to take a look at the Big Four teams: Texas Tech baseball, Texas Tech men's basketball, women's basketball, and football for 2026.
Mm-hmm. You mean the coming football for 2026?
Yep.
Okay.
So we don't know what they are yet.
Right.
And I want you to tell me at the end of 2026 who ends up with the highest Associated Press poll ranking of the Big Four sports at Texas Tech.
Man, to me, this is an easy question because I think it's going to be football because I think you're going to go undefeated in the regular year.
Okay, rank them in order of who finishes the highest then.
I think football's 1. I think men's hoops 2, and women's hoops 3, and baseball is 4. And to be frank about it, at this point with where we are, if baseball is in the top 25, I think that will be a surprise at the end of the day.
Okay.
Going through Chuck's list, I'm like, I agree. And that scares me.
Everybody always says that. That's always the preface.
Why is it scary?
It's kind of like when they say,
when someone agrees with me, it's scary. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I hold no blame on anybody. But if football isn't in the top 6 again at the end of the year next year, it's probably a failure of a season. Basketball, there's so much of the tournament that factors into that. They're capable of it for sure, but if they're not playing in an Elite 8, they won't be in the top 6. Lady Raiders better be ranked at the end of the season.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
And we discussed yesterday, I don't know that Tech baseball is going to make it that far this year. I hope they do. I'm rooting for them. I think they can still get back to a regional this year, but that's a big difference between making a regional and making a top 25.
Yeah, I think the same. I mean, it's a fairly easy question. I think football should be in the top 8, and you look at some of pretty well all of your way too early polls out there. football's anywhere from 4 to 8 in those things. So I think that's the one that goes near the top. Though I think basketball could challenge them. If you finish 7th or 8th like you did this year in football, I don't think it's out of the realm that basketball is an Elite 8 team this year.
Well, and here's
men's basketball team.
And here's the thing on the men's side. I mean, you guys were talking about this yesterday, and we've talked about this on this show. With where you are in the Big 12 right now, and with where this college basketball season's going. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this. I expect a Big 12 team to be in the Final Four and pick them.
I do too.
Arizona, Kansas,
I'm not
Texas
sure.
Tech, or Houston. I don't know about Iowa State. I think they're, to me, of the top 5 right now, or of those 5 in the Big 12, I would be the most surprised about Iowa State making it to the Final Four.
I think I agree with you, but I also would guess Iowa State beats Kansas this weekend too. In
Hilton's. Yeah, they've struggled to win there over the years.
Yeah, I think there's going to be extra motivation too after they got beat pretty good in Lawrence earlier. So I think basketball is the one that can really challenge that crown. I mean, last year, you're Walter Clayton, from getting crazy hot at the end of that game from being in the Final Four, and that's
some missed free throws too.
Oh, sure, but I mean it came down to him being Superman at the end of the game.
Yeah.
You're right there on the cusp of the Final Four, and I think you can have a similar run this year. And I think there's several teams in the Big 12 that can do that. But basketball is the one I think, and I do think the Lady Raiders have a real opportunity, especially if you end up hosting games here in Lubbock, to get to the second weekend. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now you're ranked 16th in the country, which is supposed to say you're one of the 16 best. You could get to the Sweet 16, can you imagine even talking about that before the season?
No, because I would have been called the ultimate sunshine pumper if I had said, "Hey, my crystal ball says this." I mean, honestly, at the start of the season, if you'd have said to me, "What would you take right now? What would you take at the start of the season?
Yeah.
What would you take right now?" I probably would have said, I would have said, I'd take 8. I take 8 with a chance to get a 9th win in the Big 12.
Okay, well, you've already secured your Big 12 winning record now, and
right.
I think that I think baseball is viewed the same right now as basketball was before the season, where it's just like, oh man, if you can just kind of find your way into the postseason.
I disagree. I think there's a whole lot more equity with baseball than there ever was with the women's hoops.
There is absolutely more equity, but I think you're coming off of one of your worst seasons in a long time, and people's dollar is way down on baseball.
I know, but I think that's viewed as somewhat of an anomaly. Look, we're not leaving out softball. I mean,
no, I left them out on purpose because I expect them to win the national championship.
Yeah, I mean,
that was intentional on the question because everybody would have answered softball, and to me, they should win a national championship this year. That's a crazy expectation for anybody, but if that team stays healthy, I'm watching them yesterday. You are as loaded of a roster as anybody could be in any sport. So.
I get all that, but I mean it's hard not to say that. I'm not going to say it's a failure season if they don't win the national championship, but that's as close as you're going to say that about a team.
Absolutely,
that's as close as.
And you know what? I bet you if you got candid Jerry Glasgow, he would probably
thinks they're going to win every game.
Thing. Yeah,
I think he's been pretty candid about that.
So that's the point. Expects it.
I'm sure he would say that, especially when you come one game short.
You're one game short, and you improved your roster a lot.
Yeah.
After being one game short last year.
Yeah. So
I left them out.
So I think when you think about it from like a basketball standpoint, like just comparative, you would have to think about some of those Jerry Tarkanian UNLV teams where you would go into the season and go anything short, or maybe one of those Houston teams.
Maybe.
Back in the day, the 83 Houston team, they make it to the national championship. They lose at the pit, on an air ball that's caught, for a stick back. Everybody thought there was no way that they were going to lose that game.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Peering in is Hayden Howard, who now comes to the high set. A look to first, and now he steps and throws to first. Did they pick him off? Yes, they do. Guns up. Lobos down. The Red Raiders with a brilliant come-from-behind win that ends on a pickoff at first base.
Hey, good morning. 8:02 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Good morning with Chois Woodman, who's in for Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Great to have you with us today on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to WT973.com for that or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. All right, so we'll have high school hoops on the air for you tonight. The Friendship boys play at Midland High. Clint Scott going solo on this Friday the 13th. Friendship with a critical need to get a win, and you got a guy at the mic today who, generally speaking, calls nothing but losses for the Friendship Tigers. What is up with that? What is up with that?
No, he broke the curse last year.
Okay, so he's won for forever.
No, he had a couple of wins, and including postseason wins last year. So I think we're out of the curse territory. But
the head coach is concerned.
He's joked with me about it in the past, and there's a little truth in every joke. So.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I think he's okay. He will absolutely blame us if they don't get a victory tonight. But yeah, I have full faith that the Tigers are going to go beat the Bulldogs at Midland College tonight.
Okay, it's at the Shap Center, huh?
Yeah, they play at the Shap Center. All the high school games there. It's a nice setup.
Yeah, no, I mean, the first time I went there was about 40 years ago.
Yeah,
and it was beautiful. Because we went there for a JUCO basketball game, and a tournament, classic Thanksgiving kind of deal.
Sure.
You know, and so yeah, it was. I mean, compared to some of the JUCO gyms that I'd been in, that was like the Taj Mahal before the Taj Mahal was, kind of in ruins.
That's the house that Grant McCaslin built.
No, it was built by.
Oh, I know, but
it was built way before that. I mean, they won a national championship in the early '80s.
Right.
So I mean, I would tell you that JUCO basketball in the '80s was, and winning that national championship. Never going to take anything away from anybody winning a national championship, but if you won a national championship in the '80s in junior college basketball, I mean, you were competing against guys that were going to be Division I players, because these were players that for the most part didn't qualify academically, and they got placed in certain schools, and Midland was one of them. I mean. They were coached. The guy's first name was Jerry something, but his assistant coach was a former Harlem Globetrotter. I mean, they had Ricky Grace and Mookie Blaylock on their team, and it was a really, really good team.
The most recent national championship banner hanging in that building was Grant McCaslin's from 2007, though.
No, I know, I understand.
I'm not denying anything you're saying. I'm just saying.
And Spud Webb apparently won a national championship there too. Yeah, absolutely. That's. I mean, Grace and Blaylock did not win a national championship at the JUCO level. I do not believe. That's the tournament where one of our guards thought he was going to outsmart our coaches. We had this kid named Dexter Ambo. We called him Rainbow, and this is before the 3-point shot. Mm-hmm. And he could lift one from the outside. I mean, that thing brought down rain. Well, old Rainbow. He thought he was going to get the best of everybody, because we're staying at this, very nice Holiday Inn, and old Rainbow, he thought he was going to go out and have himself a little bit of a good time. Because when I went down to the bar, Rainbow was out on the dance floor dancing, and I said, "Hey, Rainbow," I said, "Rainbow." They're coming down here, man. They're going to come down. Oh, he goes, I got it all figured out. He goes, I've got it made up in my bed that looks like somebody's there. He goes, they'll never know. I go, well, they're going to know when they come down here and see you out here dancing and having a big time.
There you go.
That was JUCO basketball right there.
Of course it was. Yeah.
Jerry Stone was his name. Thank you. Won the first national championship at Midland College with one Spud Webb. Yeah.
So, upon further review on the future scheduling, our accusations against Mississippi State are 100% valid.
Okay.
for them running away.
Yes.
Because their future schedule, Chuck, they've got openings both of those years. Right now, They have 2 games scheduled in 2028 in the offseason and 1 in 2029. So this was purely an opportunity for them to run away.
Use an excuse.
Because the contract says they can without paying anything out.
Remind everybody who the head coach is at Mississippi State.
That's
Jeff Libby.
Libby.
And who is his father-in-law?
Mr. Art Briles.
Yes.
But they absolutely darted on that one. I mean,
they did. They
have 2 games scheduled in 28 right now after dropping Texas Tech. So they didn't have to drop Texas Tech. It's not like they needed to because they had 4 games on the schedule, like several SEC teams still do. A lot of SEC teams are going to have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is – they went full Aggie and ran away.
Is that the school that makes your blood boil the most?
Blood boil's a little strong. I think blood boil would be more Texas, but there's an annoying factor to the Aggies more than anything.
Okay.
There's good Aggies out there.
Okay.
I love.
Are there good
friends?
Are there good Longhorns out there?
No one's ever proven
Resident
that.
Aggie is one of our favorites.
Right, Resident Aggie's great. No one's ever proven that there's a good Longhorn out there. So
okay.
I'm just kidding. There's some good ones and everything.
No,
there's a.
I'm thinking.
I have a friend / mentor growing up that went to the University of Texas, and he's one of the best guys I know. Everybody makes bad decisions, so it's okay.
Well,
being your mentor was probably his second, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought Jamie was your mentor.
I said growing up.
Okay.
I didn't know Jamie growing up.
Okay.
I don't think Jamie's my mentor. I learned a lot from him, but
okay. All right. Let's see. Arizona and Texas Tech tomorrow. The Wildcats are 23-1. They're 10-1 in the conference. They have 4 that are in double figures, and then 2 more that are right there on the cusp of it. This is overall. In Big 12 play, they have no fewer than 6 in double figures. That is spreading the love out, and it makes it difficult to defend them. They average about 87 a game. They give up 70 a game. So, I mean, prior to their loss to Kansas, they did beat BYU 86-83 at their place. Boy, it feels like BYU is playing a lot better than they are right now.
Yeah. I think BYU's just been a little bit exposed on how much they lean on DeBansa.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still a really good team. If you're tiering the Big 12, there's 5 at the top. There's BYU, like as the 6th team, and then there's a group after them. I just don't think BYU is quite into that upper echelon. They're very close, though.
You probably know this, but in case you didn't, Koa Pete, who's second on their team in Big 12 play at 14.4.
He's good.
His sister, Maya, played for the Lady Raiders last year.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.